I want to record it.
No, I don't think they'll mean that's going to last for an hour.
No, it's on.
So that's the minimum time.
Okay, so we good?
Oh, it's the
So now it's recording.
I'm recording.
Oh, right.
Okay, so can we start?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, so for concept one, we have plans finished, elevations finished, sections finished, diagrams finished. Safi, you finished the calculations?
Are you talking about the concept number 2?
Concept one.
Yes.
Concept
I
one's
have
finished?
uploaded it, yeah.
Okay. Left pro on your side, risk assessments. Are these done?
Yeah, for the first, I've done the one for the first concept.
Okay.
I still want to add to that one, and then I've still got the concept 2 and 3 to do.
Okay.
Is there any chance we can open the Revit files in AutoCAD? Can you do that?
No.
No, you.
Yeah, you can't. What do you need from the files?
It's just like little bits. So from the risk assessments where we've got one of the sides is curtain wall, isn't it? Is that for the architecture studio or whatever? It's just that we're obviously going to have to demolish the existing brickwork facade on that side.
Okay.
So we've just had to presume things like that. We just want to be able to get every bit of detail for the risk assessments, that's all. Just to make sure we haven't missed anything.
Okay.
We could do with like access to doing the full designs basically.
We could give you the file and if you can open it.
Yeah, if you can try opening it. The worst of it is I can't guarantee.
What about if you save them as PDFs? So all the finished drawings now, if we start saving them as PDFs, just so...
Did you put them all in? On Dropbox?
No.
Okay, no, we'll put them up. Okay, we'll put them all up after this meeting.
And
Yeah.
do as PDFs?
yeah, we'll put floor plans, and you'll be able to see like what's a curtain wall and what's brickwork.
And then we'll throw in the elevations as well.
Yeah, because I imagine
Yeah.
you can do screenshots of the 3D models of PDF. So
Yeah. Okay.
Costing wise, it's the first one. It's done, but recently we've had some costing lectures, and we've been told to use something called BCIS, and it's just an online costing system that's designed to help us out. So I'm gonna redo the first one through this BCIS format, and it bases the costings off previous projects. So there's previous projects of a certain square meterage for a different, for educational buildings, for all of these different types of buildings, and you base your cost off that. So I'm going to do it in that format instead of doing it through bonds like I've been doing.
Okay, but then how does the outcome look? Is it just a Word document? Is it a chart?
Yeah, it does all the figures for you. So you basically select the area, the location, you select the type of building, the floor area, and it bases all these factors off data that's been input into the system from previous buildings, and you get all the... It takes into account, for instance, indexing for inflation and all these different things.
Yeah, so but is it just a PDF that you print out after, or?
Well, yeah, let's say PDF.
Okay, because we need to start laying out this booklet. So any drafts you guys have, like even Chris with your risk assessment, any draft, post it for me so I know how much space I'm looking at. So I can throw it in the booklet.
Yeah. If you look on Dropbox now, I've put the first draft of the Concept 1 risk assessment on there.
Okay.
That's just under 2 pages, but ideally I'm going to be aiming for 2 pages for each concept.
Okay.
So in total around 6 pages for the risk assessment.
As for the program, that CCS file,
Pardon?
how do I read that?
PDF.
We'll save them as PDFs again.
Okay. Okay. Great.
You need a certain bit of software, so
Do no CTS.
So okay. So for concept 2, again, did you finish this one? Have you finished making them look pretty, or are you going to work on for concept 2?
Concept 2 or 3?
2.
What about it?
Have you worked on the elevations?
No, I've been
Doing
doing
3.
3.
Okay.
But we can just set the
Yeah.
Revit elevations
This
so
is
they
right.
have an idea of how it works.
Okay. So for concept 2, the model's been built. We haven't finished the pretty factors for the elevations yet, but they'll be done soon. So same goes with the plan. So plans, elevation sections, those are 85% done. Safi, how are you doing on those calculations?
I've done the calculations and I've uploaded it onto Dropbox. I
Okay.
need somebody to double check them just in case.
Okay, yeah, we'll have a look at them.
And concept 3 is done.
Okay, yeah. So for concept 3,
Safi.
we only have a week left. So we took the initiative.
Sorry.
We good? Yeah, sorry. We took the initiative, and we worked with the idea of going up. So those are done completely. We just need Safi to figure out the structures for that.
I've tried to do the calculation for the castle beam to go above
Just-
the existing building.
Try.
It comes up to about 2 meters deep or plus. That is like, that's too much.
Has he seen the?
Do you want us to show you what it looks like?
yeah.
Okay, so this is concept 3. We're only going up 1 story, like I originally said, but we're using a lot more glazing and more emphasis on the front looks.
Yeah.
Which, okay, so there's a shot here. No, oh, no, I don't want to render. Another one here.
Just keep it white.
Okay, so Safi. How do you feel with the structure of this guy?
To be honest, it doesn't look realistic because the existing foundations, they cannot take any more load. So it would be pointless basically. So you spent so much time on this probably, but it's not going to happen. Because I spoke to the tutors as well, and they say they check my calculations for the transfer beam that will support the 3rd floor. The depth of the beam comes up to more than 2 meters.
2 meters?
More than, 2 meters plus.
It's huge.
Let's check.
That's if you're using steel, yeah?
So there's no other way we can get this to stand.
Unless you go for the suspension idea, but I would say to stay away from the top and go to the side somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm scared time-wise. We only have a week. Laying this stuff out is gonna take a while.
Well, how long will it take?
Well, I don't know. Okay, we only have 50 pages. We need to dedicate how many pages per project, how many pages for site analysis, yeah, how many pages for everything, and then making sure they look all like a coherence. That's the trouble. Making sure that we have the final product for everything is the hardest part because technically, proposal 1's not even done. We don't have everything for proposal 1 to put onto a booklet, let alone 3 concepts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid right now. Because time-wise, we're not in a good spot.
I think it's only a time of just filing up the reports. Well, I think pretty much concept 1 and 2 are done. It's just the third one left.
I don't know.
I think we've got to go with this one now.
Pardon?
Like you said, I think we've got to go with this one now anyway. We haven't got time, have we?
Yeah, we don't. That's the thing. We don't have time for a third one. Go in, design it, build it, calculate it, and then put into a booklet. That's where I'm scared.
Yeah, but pretty much everything should be similar, isn't it? If you go to the side, either to the back maybe, or to the right side where the car park is.
I get it's easier, but it's the room layout that's going to take a while. Because what rooms are we putting in there? What does that change overall? Unless we have that done, where I can just plop it in and then build it, then okay. But if it's the fact that we have to redesign again, that will take at least 4 days.
What about if we make an assumption that after certain analysis of the existing structure...
Try again.
You hearing me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. If we make an assumption that after a imagined analysis of the existing structure, depth of foundations, then the building contains and we just put that in somewhere when we're in the third concept write-up.
Mm,
Can you hear me?
yeah. Oh no, Safi though. Did you get that, Safi?
Yeah.
If we look at it like this, we've not got long left. We've got a good design, it's finished design. I have heard that other groups are going up another floor. They seem to either separate the bricks that way, or somebody's told them they can do that. So if we go with this, we make some assumptions in the write-up saying that we can do it based on some theoretical structural analysis, etc., etc. What about that?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Safi, have you asked the other groups? Because there are other groups that are going up. How are they doing it?
There's one group that's going up that I know, and they don't have the idea that they can't dig a foundation in the existing building, and they say they're going to make a column in there. I think they're going for 4 columns in the existing building.
And you're saying that that's not. And you're saying that that's not even an idea.
That's not even allowed to touch the existing building. I mean, maybe to dig a hole in there. Well, it will be difficult.
Nail that in Steve's head. So that if we don't do it and they do it, they get nailed for it. Nail it in his head that that's not possible. Because if they get to go for it and we didn't do it, that's going to kick us in the ass.
Yeah. It'll be unfair if other groups have been able to do this and we've had to do something else.
There's a few groups here that have got a third story.
Guys, like being the time frame, we don't have any time to do another one. So it's a conceptual design, and we'll just throw in some numbers, I guess. We'll gonna get turned down for it. Not a big deal. It's just like an idea. I know it's probably unreasonable, like what I'm asking, but it's
In our time frame, we're gonna have to accept it.
because I don't know how the other groups are doing, like going three stories up. One group is doing 2 proposals with going 3 stories up.
Yeah, it's okay architecture-wise. Structurally, it's not possible with the existing information
Well,
and the criteria.
Okay, so then, Safi, do the calculations. Let's say it works, but conclude that is not feasible. That is not reasonable. So we propose 2 things that can work. We propose a third one that kind of, the word I guess, tickles the client, teases him. But realistically, we're smart enough to know that doesn't work. So on our side, it looks better. Because if they're saying, other groups are saying that, hey, we're going to do it, it works, but it doesn't really work, we stand up by saying, hey, by doing this, we found out it doesn't work.
Or we say it's possible, but it takes a lot more effort. So
Exactly. So we turn another round. So we stand up that we understand more architecturally, structurally, feasibly, like what's the word? Feasible? Whatever. But we analyze it in the end that yes, here's a proposal. However, we wouldn't recommend it. But we're still suggesting it there because in the end it's the client that chooses it. Agreeable?
Yeah, it can still work. You could just make the existing foundations bigger. You can do everything, can't you?
Yeah, but we're just saying that that's not the best route for this.
Oh yeah, obviously, but
we don't have to conclude that it's not feasible. We can conclude it's feasible, but it just requires more effort, more time, more money.
Yeah.
I have a question. I don't know if this even exists or anything, but let's say like where are the existing columns, if you go like phase by phase, if you remove like one of the columns and you put like some temporary support, is there such thing like this, or
So instead of ripping the building all at once,
you go like
you
2
go by
bays at a
sections.
time?
Yeah, 2 bays. So in one bay, you rip that out, you put the new ones in, you fix it up, then you move on.
Yeah.
Does that makes it more possible now, doesn't it?
I don't know.
yeah, that's
So then that way we say that we figured out structurally how it works, architecturally it looks better, and on a construction management side, we understand how to build it. We're not saying we do this all at once, not a one-shot thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be phase
We break
construction.
this down into phases, which allows us to remove columns, put new foundations in, as well as having the rest of the building still intact.
yeah.
Yeah, do you not know that Steve Austin said that we have to keep the building open for students?
Exactly, that's why we're phasing it. So I'm only
If
taking
we
that.
are- If we are robusting the existing columns, I mean, it will take time. It's difficult.
Yeah, we understand that. That's why we conclude that it's not the best choice. But we're still saying that there is this option and we understand exactly how it would have to go. We say that it is difficult. We say that you'd have to do this. You say all the factors, so it shows the process that we actually have a more understanding of the project as a whole. Rather than just saying, yeah, it looks pretty, that can work, and then, hey, here's the proposal.
To literally extend it up a column beam and then say that extra floor.
So in other words, we're just nailing the other groups down. We're making ourselves...
Do you know that the 3D thing that you put on there? If you build it, it wouldn't look like it. That's the problem.
Sorry, if we build it, it would what?
It wouldn't look like this.
It wouldn't look like this.
There would be a bigger gap between the third floor
Columns.
and the second floor.
Okay.
Beam wise, yeah. So it would look horrible.
Horrible?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the beams would be thicker,
Deeper.
deeper. No, but that's if we're using the existing, correct? We're proposing that we're phasing it out so that we're ripping the existing and putting a new one in to fit. Which means, yes, it would take longer in construction. If we're going to reduce that time, it's going to cost us more. We know these factors. As long as we state these factors, I think we're good. Does that make sense?
Sorry, Safi, say that again. You said that the beam's a bit deeper where?
He's saying that sorry, if we use existing columns and foundations, the only way to get this thing to stand would be have to have new beams that are about 2 meters deep, which, yes, would look ugly. It would look horrible. But what we're suggesting is that, okay, I shut off 5 meters from the end. You go 5 meters in, I close that room off, the school's still running, the columns that are in that area, I rip out. Okay, yeah, we'll show you on the screen.
For example, we have columns here, 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 so you can see them.
2 bays.
2 bays. So we start like the first phase of construction, only this part right here. So we remove these columns and put some temporary support so we can dig a hole and make new columns.
New stronger columns.
New stronger columns to go up for 3 levels. Once this is done, then we move like to the next 2 bays.
Shut that down.
Close this down. Again, remove columns, put temporary support, new columns that can hold 3 slabs.
And so forth.
And so on.
So it takes longer, but we phase it out so that we can put in this new structure that allows for everything that we want.
And like while we do this, like we can still use
Yeah,
the rest of
so when this is shut down, this is still running. When this is shut down, this is still running. By the time this is shut down,
we're gonna have half.
this side will be open and be running. So that's, we're still keeping the school running. It's just going to take longer. There will be more risk. There will be more cost.
Yeah, we put it on our risk assessment.
But we just, as long as we state them that we understand it, I see no problem with this concept. Do we agree?
Agree.
Something that you keeping, or if you're closing half of the building. That's
Pardon?
not feasible, is it? They say don't close the building. They say they want the building running.
No, they want the building active.
It's not the whole building.
Yeah, I'm not showing the whole building. I'm only showing that section. 2 bays. 2 bays is nothing in your school. Does that make sense? And then when the summer comes, I have what, 3, 4, 5 months to do whatever I want, so I can rip the rest if I wanted to. Right? But as per the school year, we're gonna phase it out by section. Yes?
Well, it doesn't make sense to me, though, whatever you're saying. It doesn't make sense, to be honest. It's not realistic.
What's
It
not
doesn't
realistic
happen
about
in
it?
real life. What you just said. Because if you're replacing these columns, these are steel columns encased in concrete.
Okay.
If you're replacing it, so you'll have to take the whole foundation out. We don't know how deep the foundation is. There's no information about it. To put another foundation in, how long will it take? Do you have any idea?
No.
It only takes the concrete like 7 days to cure now.
Well, I would say 28 days to get, because the structure will be still, you should be able to take the load of the structure, so you need to give it 28 days. So that is like how many columns in there?
Okay.
Yeah, but you're pouring 5, 6 at a time, Safi.
Like we're pouring like. Okay, so we put in like for 1, 2, 3 columns, and
4,
then
5, 6,
6,
9.
and another
So
6.
12.
So
12 a phase.
12 a phase. which gives us like we do to do this in a month.
Okay, so yeah, a month of phase.
If it take like 28 days, like to fully cure the concrete, that means like a month.
LAFRA has industry experience. They can tell us. Can this really happen in real life?
Well, it's
just a concept that we're proposing. I mean, if it hasn't happened before, why not try it? What if we make a breakthrough? If people are scared to try stuff, you know what I'm saying, Safi? This is only a third concept. We don't have time to redesign, so let's make it work. So we figure out ways, loopholes or whatever, where we propose it. So we say that we understand that it is unrealistic in this sense, but we don't get killed for it because we acknowledged it. Whereas other groups probably haven't acknowledged it.
Safi, I think like just do the calculations as if we're doing like a brand new building, like with the new columns and new beams, whatever is needed. And the way how we gonna separate it, we're gonna do phase by phase. That's the only thing that I think it makes it doable if you do like phase by phase.
Yeah, but I would suggest is that if you put bigger columns to the sides and make it like a bridge, then you know that the idea of the bridge, like saying, okay, you will hang the third floor with the cables.
You said that's a better idea or worse?
I think that would be better.
So do a bridge structure? But wouldn't those beams have to be deep as well?
No, because you only need to make those columns bigger. And that will be externally, isn't it? So you don't disturb anything.
Could I suggest something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we're saying about the underpinning of these columns. The likelihood is that we don't need to underpin certain ones. So we could underpin certain ones to such an extent and reinforce certain columns, so every third, fourth column that can take a much greater load. So right there we have to do say 25% of the columns underpinning wise. The columns might not even need reinforcing. If Safi has a look at the width of them, the dimensions of these columns, I bet the likelihood is that they can already take some more load, quite considerable load. Steel with encasing concrete. If not, we reinforce those columns further. But my point is that we don't do every column and every foundation. We can do a quarter of them, every fourth one, to such an extent that the beams that go above it will take greater load, pass it down to those reinforced columns. So straight away, we're at a reduced number that we have to do. And the point being that it is a difficult option, but if the client likes the aesthetics of it,
exactly, he would have to do for it, yeah.
So if the building aesthetically, space-wise, its concept outweighs the difficulty, in the client's opinion, the client goes for that one. But you know, we don't have to just put forward easy, simple ideas. We can put forward complicated ones, which can be outweighed by the beauty of the building or the benefits of that building. So, what about that?
Yeah, that what you said making sense, but what it is, because these columns, they're big enough to support maybe 2 more floors. But we don't have information about it.
Well, you can.
Okay, so then,
columns.
Safi, if it's due to missing information that we don't have, then state it. Just be like, okay, here's our concept. We don't know if it works because we don't have sufficient information. But if this is the proposal we're going to go for, we would have to then figure out how to make it sufficient. Remember, we're sending in 3 concepts for a client to choose. We don't have to make these concepts work yet. It's the one that he picks that we have to go back, remodify, schedule it, and make sure it works. Does that make sense? So this worry We can push it till next semester.
And Safi, if you wanted to be detailed, you could measure the columns, what are the width of them, and come up with a rough calculation of the load they can take.
It's guys, you gotta keep in mind that it's a conceptual design. You don't need to go, Saf, you don't need to go into much details for the structure.
Just know how it would work in theory.
As
The reality of it is, yeah, if the client likes the aesthetics of it, then they'd push it on to a further stage to where they were, they got structural engineers involved, and then they might have to change the design a little bit.
yeah,
But
it's
So
the
we-
first stage is concept,
in our Camden, we would have to write like be careful, not be careful, but no, there are troubles with this proposal. But say you choose to pick it, these are the factors. You know, viewers' discretion is advised.
And you could be the man here, Safi. You could do these calcs and say, look, it's feasible or it's not feasible. Whatever, you could change this round. You could prove Steve wrong.
Yeah,
How about that?
you can go to every other group and be like, let me see your number.
You know the history
Your
of the
numbers don't
building
work.
that it was built. The foundation should take the load of 2 more floors. Same
why
goes
would
for the
they-
columns. But they don't have the information. They've lost everything the university says.
Okay, exactly. Okay, so let's play that to our advantage. Do calculations. If you can not prove, but if you can assume that it works, state that, and then also state that due to the missing numbers because of the schools screw up. This is also it's a gray area. Just no matter what we do, any problems that show up, any advantages, disadvantages, things we don't know, as long as we state it, we're in the clear. Yeah, we're in the clear. We're consultants. They're the clients. We warn them. If they pick it and it fails, it's not our problem because we stated it. It's when you don't state it is where you get the problem.
Okay, the issues would be, and let me tell you what the issues would be in terms of the calculation. What are we telling them? That we have to replace all the columns, the existing columns?
Yeah, well, no, that's up to you. You're telling us, for this design, do you have to replace the columns? Or the existing ones is sufficient?
The way it's done in real life is that structural engineers comes and they check the columns, they take the samples from them. But we're not allowed to do that, are we?
repeat that again, Safi.
So, I mean, we cannot test the existing columns, we don't have the means to do it.
Well,
If we were not to replace them.
we're not allowed to touch the existing columns.
Yeah, but you said, are we telling them that we have to replace all the columns? Is that
No,
what it
No,
is?
we'll replace
Okay.
What is necessary?
what's necessary.
Even if the existing is not strong enough. The reason why I'm guessing, what I'm understanding, you're saying that it's not strong enough because we don't have the right information to figure out if it's strong enough. Correct?
Yes.
So then why don't we just state
And
that?
we cannot check it either because we don't have the tools to check it. We can't take core samples from the columns. We're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to. Who's allowed to?
You don't need to take. You can't take samples from load-bearing elements anyway, Safi. You just have to measure them and work out. Just use rule of thumb.
Yeah?
You don't.
Is he frozen?
Safi,
No, I think his connection's down. Wait, okay, Safi,
Why
say it
can you
again?
not hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The problem is, we know that the existing columns can take more load, but they've told us, assume that they can't take more load.
Okay, so then that's when we said we replace it.
But if you can prove.
Yeah, that's the only option.
Yeah,
If
so
you
okay.
can prove by
So then-
calculations that you can take more load,
Safi.
Okay.
I think, look, sorry, just main point is this sort of hearsay information, if it's not in the brief, right? So if we say we can't go up because of hearsay information and then other groups do, it's unfair. If it's not in the brief, it's not stated in the brief about not touching the existing structure, not putting a load on, we either do a few things. We assume that the existing structure can take another floor, or we do the underpinning option. Every fourth column, we underpin, we reinforce. Bish, bash, bosh. And call it a day. But basically on, I've been told this, I've been told that. Unless everybody's working from the same document and the same information, it's unfair.
Okay, yeah, so Safi, for you, can you just figure out what columns would be sufficient for this to work? In the proposal, I will write exactly what Pete just said. We assume that the columns do work. However, if they end up not working, this is the plan B. We would have to replace it with this type of column. And that's where your calculations come in.
Yeah, my calculation will be similar to the ones for concept number 1, because that's to story as well.
Pardon? Say it again?
The concept number 1, because we did the calculation that if in the future the client wants to put one more floor on it, so the columns are strong enough to take the load of the third floor.
Okay, then perfect. If you're saying that they're the same, we just save time. Right?
Okay.
So then I guess the next thing, if we want to take it a step further, is figuring out, do we need to replace every column? Or how many columns do we need to replace? If you can figure out this number, we're way ahead of the game. We'll kick everyone else out of the waters when it comes to this proposal. Does that make sense, Hafi?
Yeah, but whatever is in the brief, we don't have information about the existing columns, so most likely we'll have to replace all the columns.
So we'll make
Okay,
assumptions.
so then we'll say that we replace all of them.
Daffy, right? We can if we replace every fourth column, we can divert the load from the upper floor to those reinforced columns.
Exactly.
So we don't have to replace every column.
Yeah.
Replace
We
every
can
third or
Yeah,
fourth
so
column,
just-
divert the
Transfer
load
beams.
Yeah, so
to
just
those reinforced columns.
No, if we were to reinforce every third or fourth column,
Yeah.
we will have to then replace the beams as well.
okay. So can you figure that out?
Yeah,
What beams would I need?
reinforce-
How deep would they have to be?
If you take those, if you reinforce the beam, the column on both floors and underpin the foundation, right? The only beam is the new beam. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you figure out what the new beam is,
There's no reinforcement of beams needed. If you extend that so every third or fourth reinforced column up 2 floors, and then put our new beams for the new floor onto those reinforced columns, and then span between those beams, job done.
yeah.
But right, should we move this on? We do 2 things. We assume we can the existing structure can take the additional load without anything being done to it. If not, we can do extra work underpinning reinforcement of existing structure. Yeah,
Yes.
because to be pragmatic, we've got to do this, right? We've got a week left to tidy everything up, put it together. So we need to go with this design. We've not got enough time to redesign things.
Yeah. So then, Safi, can you just figure out what beams we would need? Because the columns are figured out.
Yeah,
And
but if it is every third column, so what's the distance towards the span?
I'll get to you right now.
You'll have to look.
Get
We're
up,
not saying it's going to be every fourth or every third or every fifth. We're just saying that that's something you can look at.
I tell you what, work out the span. So look at the existing columns. They're spanning 6 meters. Every 6 meters there's a column, or every 4 meters, whatever
Safi?
it is, and do a calculation for that.
Yeah. If you want every third beam or every other beam, the span is 12 meters. 12.196.
Okay.
Okay? Just get us numbers, throw it in, We do all the talking. On paper, like writing, and we should be good.
It should say, well, it's more than half a meter. It's maybe 700 millimeter deep beam.
That's fine. We just need to show them that, okay, we thought of it, we know how it works. If you choose to do it, then we modify stuff to make it pretty. But I'm pretty sure for this submission, as long as we show that we understand all the factors, we understand what's needed to be done, we should get that A. I want that A.
Okay. So if we're going for every second column, yeah? Should be
Yes,
both.
just give me the numbers for every second column.
So what if we do every column? How deep the
Yeah, it's
beam
okay.
would be? Because it's going to be a span of 6 meters, 6.8 meters. Not even 6 meters.
So you're talking about
If we do
350 millimeter deep?
that's,
Okay, yeah.
that's it. That even aesthetic wise, that's a good size for a beam.
Yeah, so Safi, just give us the numbers. Can you find out the beams you would need for a 12 meter span? If we go every other. If not, we can also say that here's the span for every column. If we would have to replace every column.
Okay,
We have those numbers, we're good.
alright.
Okay. Perfect. We got that out of the way.
Canada, is there any chance we can have a talk through concept 2 in terms of construction methods and materials
Oh, yeah.
just to help me out with the risk assessment?
Let me pop this up then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should have it. If not, have to go on the
no,
USB.
it's on the USB. Actually.
On yours as well?
Yeah, on this one.
Concept.
Hold on,
This one, right?
yeah.
Did you put the roof on this one or no? Mine has a roof.
Yours has a
Mine has a roof and everything. I fixed it up. Yeah.
Let me open the
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay.
It is. Do we need to do drawings or do we need to just do...
Okay, boys, are we here?
Yeah.
Alright, this is ground floor plan. Let me just get 3D.
Have we decided on foundations yet for this concept, you know?
Well, Safi, did you,
Yeah.
you have them done, right?
Is it piles again or...
Yeah, piles too, because the only reason we're going to piles is because to avoid the differential settlement. So,
Okay.
yes, all piles, yeah.
So CFA continuous flight auger piles, are they okay to use again, the same as concept 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then we're using steel, aren't we, for the actual structure?
I put in
And
steel.
did you say Shuko for the curtain walling?
Yeah, Shuko. Let's stick to the same manufacturer so it saves us time for costing.
Yeah, okay.
Ryston, could you give me the length of the curved beam here?
The length of the curve... What?
That curved area.
Area?
I mean, that curved line.
Okay, wait.
You know where the ruins are?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's the ruins. Yeah?
Yeah.
You want this?
That curved bit, yeah. Is the roof going above it, yeah?
Yes. It has its own roof.
Do you need a beam there?
I hope not. Because there's
Okay, then that's fine.
because it's not having any loads on top.
Okay.
Have we got an idea of what roof we'll be using?
What roof? You guys,
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me what roof is the lightest, best choice. Safi, that's you.
I don't know. We need to do some research.
Can it just be like a aluminum sheeting or whatever?
Yeah.
could be
you go
anything.
for a rubber type one, Sarnafil, or you go for, like you say, like an aluminium sheeting.
Yeah.
Right?
Doesn't matter.
It's a flat roof. Sarnafil is light. It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
You guys can decide because it's the roof for that, the medieval ruins, has nothing to do with the building because I raised that another story, so it stands out. But it has nothing else to do with the existing building. So that's why that could be anything. It won't have any loads to it. It won't have anything to do with the extensions. It's just its own casing.
Are we knocking this? We're knocking this wall through as well. The existing building. Yeah.
This one
just
right
that
here.
One.
Just two. This is bullshit. This is 1 second. 2 bays and a half.
2.5 bays. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're also
then-
knocking down 1 bay here.
And then 1 bay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. So the main floor, that same bay.
Yeah.
We're gonna upload these.
Yeah, we're gonna put these all up.
Like these are just preliminary floor plans.
Yeah.
We're not gonna change any rooms or anything. It's just like for the final,
Like,
they're
yeah.
gonna be like they're gonna look better.
Like line weights will be properly done and stuff like that. But
Quickly,
Just a quick one. I've noticed this cantilever
yes,
on the left. On
Yeah.
the left, is that going to be supported by columns, like we did decided on the other design?
Well, since this is a complete like a new extension, it's gonna have a brand new structure, so we can go as deep as we want for the foundation to support this. I think it's 2.5 meter span, like 2.5 meter cantilever.
Okay, and that's possible, isn't it, Safi?
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yeah.
Should be with the beam. Yeah. Existing
Yeah.
beams.
Okay.
kind of for this concept, because we're putting the building like mound, it'd be possible, but I don't want to push it too much, to do a basic externals plan showing how we're putting the mound on that other car park.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Hashing of a green area.
Yeah, did you guys? Are we just gonna hatch saying we're gonna re-landscape, or do you guys have an idea of exactly what you guys want to re-landscape?
I'd say do it as almost like a floor plan,
Okay.
and hatch out areas, i.e. green area.
And say that that'll be the new landscaping.
Yeah, and that's the landscaping. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do anything 3D model and spend loads of time doing that.
Okay, no
Just a
problem.
floor plan type thing.
That's. I was gonna ask that after this. But, okay. Great.
Right.
Yeah, don't forget the
The surveying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do not forget that.
What else do we need?
And did you guys know that they're making it like a competition
Oh, yeah.
for?
Keep this with yourselves. We're actually. This is actual competitions between other groups. That's why we're pushing to knock the other groups down.
There's gonna
You
be.
get £1,000 each. The best project gets £1,000 each.
No, it's £100. It's £100.
Or for us, it's 1,000 this side. Are you only getting 100?
Yeah.
But that's per person, isn't it?
1,000 for you guys to split.
yeah, isn't it 1,000 for the whole team?
I have no idea. I just know that we need to win.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I think the
The third one.
concept has potential.
That's potential because that's where we understand risk. That's where we understand different opinions. That's why, Safi, I need you to work this out secretly. Don't let anyone know what we're doing. So that when the time comes, you'll be like, hey, look, they didn't look at this. They thought it worked. We don't have the information to know this. Why are they proposing that? Where in our booklet, we'll have all that broken down. We've thought of that. We know this. Because of that, we studied this, etc. Make sense? That's why I've been pushing the whole time. Like, we need to write everything down any factors we think of, we put it down.
There's a point we're missing off on that we've missed off from all our concepts, and in the brief it asks for SUDS, sustainable urban drainage.
Exactly.
So
We were told
to-
that you guys would do more of that because that's your system. What I know is just that it's a way to get plumbing out to the sewers in a better way.
it's stuff like grey water system, so collecting the rainwater, sending it back up to the bathrooms.
Okay, so then,
I don't know.
how big are these tanks?
You want to rub us up?
Do we know?
Pete's on the phone at the minute. He's just taking a phone call.
Okay.
Sorry, say that again.
Do we know? Okay, we're talking about grey water systems, which means we need to collect water. What is the standard tank size to collect these waters? Do we know this, or do we not need to know this?
I think they vary in size depending on the
Yeah,
size of the building.
Of the building,
But
right?
We can find out.
Yeah,
Can
we
you
should-
guys?
we can
Yeah.
look at it.
Can you guys find out that ASAP? We don't have to put that in plan. Again, as long as we talk about it by words, we have a page dedicated for SUDS. How we incorporate the 3 designs. I think that's sufficient.
Yeah. Safi as well, just to
Yeah.
jump off onto another point. It also says in the brief that we've got to do a foundation layout,
Okay.
and also a functional framing of like the load transfers of where the loads had passed through each element. I don't know if that's something you can sketch out as well in.
I've done a quick sketch of it. Yeah, I'll put it on
Yeah.
Dropbox.
Safi,
Have you looked at it?
give us quick sketches. This man here can do diagrams. He'll make it look pretty. So don't worry about that. I'm not asking for detailed stuff. Get the information across. We'll worry about that because there's a lot on your side. We know that. We don't wanna overwhelm you.
What I need is the elevation of the second concept as well as the third concept, so I could do that quickly sketch maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
So you want
That's
floor
what
plans,
I
right?
Dropbox. Yeah, please.
Yeah, they'll be up after this meeting. I'm putting them both up because we have both of them.
Elevation and plans, yeah?
Yeah. All 3 are, as you see, the models are done. Extracting information takes more time. We'll PDF them, send them up, and then make them look pretty.
We'll put some dimensions too for like a column span and all that, so you don't need to measure anything. You'll have it there.
Yeah, okay. There's one thing missing from the first concept, which is the shear wall. You need to, do you know where the lift is? Did you provide the lift in that building? Right.
Right, the lift. Okay.
We need to.
Did I put that in?
No.
Not in the initial.
Okay, so we're just missing the lift.
Plus, there will be a shear wall around the lift.
A shear wall on the lift?
Yeah.
Why is it a shear wall? That's a shear wall?
To,
Okay.
shear wall to stop the building from swaying.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully that doesn't screw up my nail.
So when you're pricing up, so you need to add the pricing for the shear wall plus the left as well. You know, who's pricing up?
Did we put an elevator for this? No.
No, have to put it in as well.
So, Bryson, I need the location of the lift so I can give you the calculation for the foundation, because foundation needs to go underneath the shear wall.
Okay. We'll try and get that ASAP.
Okay, great. And what about here? Do you have a lift here as well, or we don't? The second concept.
I don't know. I have to look. I guess not. That's out of my. I didn't even think of that. The third one has a lift because he did it. But the first and second is after the lift. Okay.
I was thinking about it.
Okay.
So for the second concept,
The lift can be.
stability-wise,
Sorry. Go ahead, Sapi. Go ahead.
I'm proposing we go for the bracing.
Bracing for what?
to stop the building.
Oh no, there is a lift for this. I'm sorry, sorry to interrupt. The lift.
Oh, it's here.
The
Put it
lift
here.
is right here. Sorry. This is fire stair. So these two walls can be like shear walls.
No, because this is a steel building. We don't need to do that.
Okay.
Oh.
Only
So you're saying-
shear walls for concrete ones.
Okay.
Okay.
The first concept.
So there is a lift for this one.
We have to put the one for the
We have
second.
to put. We have to put an elevator for the first design and.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
So, is cross bracing okay for stability?
That's your call, man. If it makes your life easier and if it works,
Yeah. Yeah. It
Okay.
works.
design criteria. I posted up the list. We currently have 12. If there's any more, can you add them? Also, in the brief, it states that we need extensive research on them. If anyone has quotes or anything, just throw them in. The way I'm gonna organize it is that we're gonna have dedicated, I guess, 1 or 2 pages with all the design criteria, all the information on them, and then we're gonna have a table that has proposal 1, proposal 1, 2, and 3, and then on this way, on the y-axis, no, x, sorry.
Yeah.
It would be like, okay, design criteria 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to how many we have. And then we dot them. So we'll show which concepts has which design criteria. Because some will have what other ones have, like re-landscaping. Only one proposal has that. Maintaining the landscape. 2 of them will have that, right? So then, the more design criteria we have, the better. And then we just dot them that way, so they know that which ones have what. Do we agree on that?
And Chris, we'll use the same kind of format for the risk assessments.
Yeah.
We'll have like a long list of risk assessments, and we'll dot like, for example, risk number 1, which could be like any
Safety.
Safety.
Obviously, all three will
we're
have
gonna have like safety, and then concept 1, 2, and 3. We'll dot them that safety risk. It's a concern for all 3 concepts.
Anything that will have a special condition, we'll star it, like an asterisk, and then it will have its own separate paragraph where we okay, like, for concept 2, these special considerations need to be taken care of.
Right, so this is what you want to do as the risk assessment, or you want to
I
do
don't
this
know.
as well as what I'm doing?
No, that's just an opinion. We don't know how you're doing it because we haven't seen it.
Oh,
I just want to know for the layout.
Yeah, you can see the layer that I've been using. If you have a look on Dropbox, I think it should be on there.
Okay.
The first concept. So it's basically highlighting the risk, the likelihood, the severity, and then mitigation. So ways that we can reduce the risk, and then we'll look at the likelihood and severity after we mitigate the risk. So
Okay.
it kind of shows it highlights the problem, the hazard, and then it shows how we're going to deal with it. But if you have a look and see, let me know what you think by
Okay.
the next meeting. We can always change it.
Did you do it as a general risk or that general topic and then the specifics of each concept? How did you do it?
I did it for every specific risk.
So you did the dress as a general.
No, but I did it for what concept 1 to start with,
Okay. Okay.
and then I just thought of the risks related to that concept. I did about 5 different risks so far. Basically, the main risks involved with the design and anything that's gonna any way that we can change the design in order to reduce the risk, basically.
Okay.
But if you have a brief
I'll have a look, yeah.
through it, and then on the next meeting we can always change it
Yeah.
as to what we require. So yeah, that's about it.
Is it okay if we have more we have more frequent meetings because the deadline's in a week, so that we
Yeah,
know
that's-
we're up to par, we know what we have to do, and if we have any changes, it can be done ASAP?
I mean, what were we thinking about the next meeting? What are we on now?
So sometime the weekend,
Saturday or
Saturday or Sunday, as soon as possible.
the weekend isn't good for us because we're not all here at the weekend.
We can log in. You can log in.
But we can do it from home, so yeah, we can do it.
Okay, Safi, are you free this weekend?
Yeah, weekend is fine, yes.
So did you want to do it a Saturday or a Sunday? What's best for you guys?
Saturday, not late.
Saturday?
Saturday?
Yeah. Can we do it during the day?
Yeah, what time? What time would you guys want?
Safi, are you free during the day? Yeah?
Yeah, yes, fine.
Yeah, so, what, 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. UK time?
3 p.m. subtract that by 5 to 10? Is it 10?
10. Okay.
10 or 9?
Is that to work? Is that
Yeah, that's fine.
is that all right for you guys?
So Saturday,
3.
2 o'clock?
3.
3 o'clock?
3.
3 o'clock GMT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their time. Or EST. Okay.
Okay.
So for the next sorry. Next meeting, hopefully, Safi, you figured out those beams. The floor plans and elevations should be pretty much done.
Yeah, the sooner you upload them, I'll start the calculation.
Risk-wise, Chris, how long does it take you to do all that risk? Per thing?
I reckon I could get another concept done by
By Saturday? Oh,
by our next meeting.
okay, great.
I'll have a go at concept 2 for the next meeting.
Okay. How is the pre-tendering going? Easy? Okay? You guys have the information?
How's the costing going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it'll, like I said before, I originally did the first one.
Yeah, you just gonna redo it, right?
But I'm going to redo it using this BCIS system.
Okay.
Do you need any floor plans
Yeah.
or any elevations in terms to redo that, or?
Or is it just reformatting?
yeah. Well, it'd be handy if you can just get PDFs of the floor plans and the
Okay.
elevation.
All right. We're gonna post it regardless for
Safi as well,
so-
yeah. Everything will be on there.
Yeah, and that'll help us just get our bits and bobs done.
So each we're gonna post them on the ideas under each concept. Concept 1, 2, and 3 separate.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then can I just get the rough works of everyone? So then I start doing layout.
Yeah.
Right, and then also have a look at the design criteria. See if I'm missing anything. Feel free to add it.
It's good if you guys add some more design criteria.
Okay.
In the really first meeting, Chris had like some
good ones, yeah.
good ones. So if you can add them to the list, that would be great.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys.
We've also got to show for each concept. We've got to show like sketches or where we've got inspiration from, like other buildings and things like that. So like a concept development, where we started and how we've developed. So
Okay.
which maybe a couple of pages for each one.
We have diagrams for those. Yeah, we have diagrams for those.
You have diagrams, you
Yeah.
have sketches and everything like that.
Yeah.
Can you how do you want to work that then? Because I've started that already.
Just load them for me as well.
Yeah.
Bring on. Yeah. If you started, any sketch you have, send it to me. We incorporate them all. Like, we're just gonna load them like sketches and stuff. So it shows progress.
So you want to do that bit? Yeah, is that what you're saying?
No, we can do both. Like you said, you have sketches.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Understand? Yeah. That's fine.
Just upload them
Yeah,
so
just
we
upload
can
them.
put it in the layout.
We'll put in the layout.
In terms of suds, I was just wondering whether you guys from Canada, whether you've done any design in terms of landscaping.
Never have. We've always said we do landscaping in our designs, but we don't actually design the landscaping. So
Because I mean, I don't think it's actually required in the brief, but we do need to at least touch on what kind of suds we're going to be using, and if we could just make a nice looking sketch or drawing showing that, then that would be good. But shall we have a look at suds for the next meeting?
Well, you're doing like we said previously, you'll do a layout hatching areas showing green areas,
yeah,
things like that. So we can mention about reducing the amount of tarmac we've got, reducing rainfall runoff.
Okay,
And then we'll do some document about the drainage system to put in.
for landscaping, that's all gonna be like visible on the site plan. When like we're gonna do that. It's not a problem. It's just some lines and hatching like where we show.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basic.
That's gonna be
Show
part
the
of.
green areas.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That will be part of the site plan.
Okay. Right.
So have we got a part about green roof? Do you want to go for the green roof?
are we going for a green roof?
Do you want to?
We could use a green roof on this concept.
Safi, are you ready for those calculations?
I think for the first one. The first concept would be okay.
Okay, so you want the first concept to be green roof on the extension side.
Yeah.
Would that change any of your loads
No.
calculations?
No,
Because
not-
soil and water gets very heavy.
Yeah, but not a lot though, because I've already put the more load on it. I mean, one extra roof.
Okay, so we're
one extra floor.
so we want to say that we're gonna put a green roof on.
Mirroring what we took away as well.
I think yeah, if you put a green roof for the first concept, it will work. Yeah.
Well, and why not concept 2 as well, Safi?
Why not this one?
We're
Yeah.
re-landscaping on the side anyways.
For concept 2, then we'll need to change the size of the column.
But you'd have to do that for concept 1 as well.
No, because for concept 1, I've already added extra loads.
Yes, I'm sorry, I've been in the meeting.
It's just because we thought obviously we're taking away some green space.
From there, then we
So if we can replace the green space we've taken by putting on a green roof, then I suppose it shows we've thought about the environment slightly. You know. If it's just a case of increasing the size of the columns, then I don't see a big problem with that.
Are we still talking about the green roof?
Yeah, I was thinking the green roof for concept number 1 rather than concept number 2.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yep.
do you know when you're doing, so I imagine you're doing, you know, we're on about the externals, if you're doing some sort of a site plan showing hatching of green areas. Yeah?
Yeah. I don't have like Mrs. Frank's laptop, but
No, don't show me, okay? I don't want anything to be shown.
like how it's gonna look. I'll just.
Well, I don't mind how to look. Just a quick thought. For paved areas, if you could put stuff like permeable paving,
Mhm.
so basically paving that will let water go through the paving slabs and into the ground, stuff like that. So the green areas, permeable paving. If you've got any block paving,
Yeah.
make it just permeable. That'll just a note saying this area, this paving, and is permeable. Just to help us with the suds.
Yeah, can do
And
that.
then if you do that, save it as PDF, and then we can work out what area how much thermal padding we're using, yeah, when we do our write-up.
Okay, all right.
You can always start having a brief look at it. Well, we can have a brief look.
Don't know exactly what we've got to do. It says just make a provision. That's all it says in there. Make a provision
Well, we'll put stuff like
for a new stormwater
landscape,
system.
Okay.
landscaping, grey water.
Stormwater system.
So-
that means that.
Right. So is everyone clear on what we're going to be doing for the next meeting then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Safi, you're happy?
Yeah.
We're happy, are we?
Yeah.
Ryan, Chris?
Okay. Yeah. All good.
All right. Shall we end the meeting now and then meet again on Saturday? Yeah.
Saturday, 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
UK time.
Yeah. UK time.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you then. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Everything is basically not moving, not breaking back up. Physical stuff. So there will be brace in both directions until the connecting members are in and the braces are in. That is how they are. So you got to think. If that's the case, normally in real life, the maximum weight of each that you have to take, the crane has to be able to lift that. You don't stick a crane that cannot lift that. It will be too trouble. Actually, the crane is a very good part of work. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bigger than it's only the bigger column. Well, you don't want to oversize the crane. You don't want to have it too big a crane because it costs more money. You just want a crane that can do the job with a little bit of extra lifting. So we need to come up with a name and the idea of the crane. In real life. Right. In my exercise, you don't have to, but I just want you to think about it and say that okay, the crane shall slide it of whatever weight you with. This is only a benchmark at its basic rescue level. So you would have to be able to create and then all the trusses will usually connect them, and those would then give them the stability that they need. And only when they fully stable, you use the floor slab. How does it go up? Is it just one big concept? No. There are many systems of how floor slabs can go. So this is, let's say this is your steel, and you have steel beams running. You have steel beams running. Let's say you have one period. This floor has been built in many ways. Okay? So this is where if I'm not an architect, I'm driving the project. Let's say you have that, right? Horizontal, and you want to slide it down. Okay? There are many ways you can build it. So this could be horizontal, let's say, this could be okay? There are many ways you can have a floor on top. There are many systems. You can have precast concrete floor. A very common precast concrete floor is a floor that looks like this. Yeah, it's is that the whole thing? Or 1 meter goes up to this would be like, oh, this is a system that is not popular, but people use steel construction. Yeah, that's flat. No way. You can't create a flat specimen when you're building a steel bridge. Yeah, we're talking about. So this is a whole, and there are services that run through There are usually three stretches. If you look at these, a little pattern below. There are usually, yeah. And the crane will lift them, they usually cut the hook, yeah. Okay? Then you lift them, and you have quick slide to the next one. So you create the block. Depends, some hooks are different. They're all hooks are. This is one system. Different with this, there's also another system. Okay, might be the next one. Yeah? And the standard size. Not necessarily. This one can be variable. So that's in real life, depending on how much you buy, you can go to a specialist fabricator and you say, I have a span like this. This is designed to take so much light load. What is going on top? Can you design this? Okay? You don't have to worry about it, but you call this specialist contractors to come and do that for you. You agree? It's not a big deal. Another system you could use is another system you could use, and these are just for structure. 2 seconds, guys. Second here. Very simple. You go find out. You can put all major forward. Oh yeah. They are made of metal. Yeah. Then you pour the concrete on top. Yeah. Wet concrete, never called liquid concrete. Get it right. And then when they harden, they add composite. So you can form floor and structural steel systems. They are using intention. No, don't worry. Once this thing is hardened, they add composite. This thing warm to it so well, they are roughened to some extent and it becomes a structural composite floor. So you're going to ship out the whole thing. Okay. On the loading, on the strands, and on the suppliers of competition now. This requires pouring of this bucket. This one. We use a lot of that. Because you could clear pipes yeah, clear pipes. So this cups, what kind of system is going to want, but I want you guys what they need so that you learn where to see them, not for them, writing those things how you work. But these are the systems that you ask for, it can be very good. So what are the exact things that you want us to do? I just want you to tell me how you're going to start the work, the planning, the site, considerations for existing activities of safety, of construction traffic. Now, it is also possible that you might want to do your work over different phases. So you may then want to secure only a small area.